Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining. I can see all the attendees are still loading in, so I'm just going to give it a minute, make sure everybody's able to connect. Okay. Well, in respect for everybody's time, I will go ahead and get started. My name is Kelly Nerick, and I'm the Senior Director of Products and Services for the Small Business Association of Michigan. And I'm very pleased that we have this new announcement of our life and disability change with the carrier. We are very pleased to announce that we're partnering with OneAmerica beginning January 1st. And I know that everybody has a lot of questions about this change. And so I have brought together Linnea Keeney. She's our group life coordinator here at SBAM. Daryl Oliver, who is the group sales director with OneAmerica Financial, and then Dan Oprita, the senior regional sales manager at OneAmerica. So together we are going to just kind of go over some topics. First of all, why did SBAM switch from Dearborn National to OneAmerica? What is staying the same? What is going to change in January 1st? Claims and quoting process. And then, of course, we'll open it up for questions at the end. As we go along, please feel free to post any questions in the chat, and we can answer them as we go or address them at the end of the presentation. So first off, why did we switch our life and disability carrier? So SBM, we're always looking for ways to improve on not only the HR related programs and services, but all of the products that we offer our members that will help you attract and retain the talented people that you need. Our decision to go with OneAmerica Financial was because of their willingness to listen to our needs on behalf of our members, collaborate together, and make accommodations for us. Their commitment to local Michigan-based account management, their strong financial ratings, I mentioned how they were able to make accommodations for us. They are able to increase the number of plan options that we're able to offer in the coming year. And just their personalized, high quality customer service is second to none. I've had the privilege of working with Daryl in the past, in a previous life, and I can say firsthand just how much their team cares and the effort and energy that they put into servicing not only SBAM as an organization, our members who are enrolled, and our insurance agents who are supporting the plan. So I will hand it over to OneAmerica to take over what is going to stay the same as we switch over.
Kelly, thank you. Good morning, everyone. Again, my name is Daryl Oliver. I'm delighted to be a part of this call and the SBAM offerings in the future starting January 1st. So all premium rates are staying identical. No change in rates whatsoever. In fact, we're going to extend a 3-year rate guarantee to all product lines. Eligibility will remain the same down to a one life group, including sole proprietors. All voluntary life premiums rates will remain the same, and we're grandfathering all current benefit elections for the employees, spouse, and/or dependent children. And then the administration's staying the same as well. So the billing will remain within SBAM. The quoting will remain the same. As Kelly indicated, the OneAmerica service model is one that I think that you'll be extremely pleased with. Our attentiveness, our nurturing, compassionate way in which we conduct our business. And by the way, Dan and I and Katie Hachinsky, who could not be a part of this call, Katie's the account manager. We're all local to Michigan and are traveling throughout the state on a weekly basis. So the additional changes January 1st. So we heard loud and clear that for groups of, larger groups, let's just define that as 20 or more lives for we will be allowed to custom quotes. Our underwriting department has extended a more broader based, aggressive approach for larger groups. So we've heard through the agent community that if there's multiple classes or maybe a plan design that's currently enforced with another carrier, we can take that with an underwriting, deviate from the schedule of benefits that are in the brochure today. There will be a few select industries that will not be eligible for new coverage, and then any existing industries that will be prohibited in the future will be grandfathered. So no changes there. You probably have some questions like, boy, what are those industries? And we can get into that very short list if you want at the end of this. But I would say cannabis is one for sure. Others would be like ammunition manufacturing, forestry, police only, fire only groups. So again, municipalities, we typically see a nice mix of police, fire, and administrative. That's perfectly okay. And then the other thing that I think most of you would understand is an employee assistance program is extremely invaluable today. And with the current offering, you must have LTD or long-term disability coverage to get the EAP at no additional cost. Our partners at SBAM during the quoting process said that membership and agents were very concerned about that. So we are extending it to any one line of coverage. So if you just have, for example, basic life or short-term disability, that's going to be eligible for a free EAP as well. And we partner, by the way, with ComPsych, who's the nation's largest employee assistance provider. That's important to know because there's more access points than for grief financial counseling than any other EAP. And we are effective April of 26, we are adding some additional menu plans. So for example, $10,000 of basic life and $30,000 will be added in addition to what's already offered. Short-term disability, we're going to add a 60% income replacement in addition to what's there today, 2/3. And then voluntary short-term and long-term disability will be added in the near future as well with very low participation requirements. So we talked about additional products can be added at any time. We understand that many member groups may have just basic life and voluntary life, and you can certainly add the additional products at any time. And then the other programs that were just discussed, whether that be the voluntary disability lines, the 10,000 of life or 30, and then the short-term disability at 60% income replacement that will give membership an option to save a little bit of premium. We can accommodate those changes effective April 1st. Turn it over to Dan.
Yep. So thanks, Darrell. I'm Dan Oprita. I'm the regional manager for Michigan and Northwest Ohio. And one of the questions that's always going to come up anytime you're making a carrier change is related to claims. So as of January 1st of 2026, all and any claims will be filed through OneAmerica. And we do have multiple facets for submitting claims. You can do it telephonically, you can do it electronically. And I know that currently, I believe most claims are being filed through SBAM, so that will continue the same, and they'll get them over to us.
Yep.
For those individuals who are currently out, like on a disability, whether it's short-term or long-term disability, those will remain in place with Dearborn. And once that employer returns to work, they'll be active on our plans. And then should an ensuing disability occur, it'll be filed through OneAmerica. And so I know that SBAM is working with both us for new claims and Dearborn. So again, I know that they're very willing to help if any questions arise. And if need be, both Darrell, myself, and Kate will be here to answer questions, because we don't want anybody to fall through the cracks, and we don't want any headaches for anybody to, come up because of this change. We want to make it as smooth and simple as possible. So for quoting, as you guys are now, everything works through SBAM. That will continue to be the same. We don't want to have any changes for you. Again, keeping things simple and efficient. So again, any claim or I'm sorry, any quote requests will still be filed through SBAM Direct. They'll come over to us. We'll get that quoted out and taken care of. So as Daryl mentioned, you guys will have some new plan options to select from, both on the basic life, short-term disability, as well as voluntary short-term, voluntary long-term disability. And we're trying to keep those plans. We're trying to take over all current business to make sure it's, again, an easy transition. And then those changes will be available as of April 1st, 2026. But again, if any questions come up, please let us know.
Thank you, Dan and Daryl. As I mentioned, Linnea is here on the call with us. Linnea is our main contact person for everything life and disability. She is, I like to call her our life and disability queen. She has been doing this for a very long time. So if you have any questions at all, her contact information, I'm going to drop her email address here in the chat. It also can be found on our website, sbam.org. So what I'll do now is unmute everybody so that if you would like to ask a question, you can speak freely. And I know there was one question that was in the chat, so I'll address that here in just a moment as soon as I'm done going through this process. Okay. So Kate was asking, was that insight for the EAP? So she didn't quite catch the name, Daryl, of the EAP program.
Yeah, the EAP program, we partner with ComPsych, who's the nation's largest employee assistance provider.
Thank you. Are there any other questions?
Great question. Will a new appointment be required? We've identified those agents that are currently appointed with OneAmerica, and therefore we've identified that those are not. So if you are not appointed with OneAmerica, we will be reaching out within the next 10 days with an email, and then a few days after that with a link for you to become appointed on an electronic basis with us. We're going to make that very simple, easy, and get you appointed well before the January 1st effective date.
Yeah, I realize there may be a lot of insurance agents here attending this webinar on behalf of their customers. And we did host an agent webinar a week or so ago, and I do have that recording. So if you would like to view that or see the slide deck, just reach out to Linnea and she'll be happy to send that over to you. Very similar to the presentation that we just did now, but just we addressed some of those questions about how to become appointed. Jill's asking, will our employees need to complete any new paperwork if there will be no change in coverage?
They do not. Absolutely nothing's needed. Periodically, whether that's annual or come every few years, we do recommend that for life insurance purposes, you remind them that if there's been any changes within their beneficiary designation, it's a good time to do so. But the short answer is no, nothing's needed. And then
Another,
benefit summaries will be provided within the next 30 days. We will have those out well in advance of the January 1st effective date. So what we've done through the underwriting process is mirror the programs, the definitions, the provisions within the contracts as close as possible. There will be some enhancements, and those benefit summaries, again, will reflect those and be out to everyone in the next 30 days.
Mhm. Kate, no need to apologize. We realize there's a lot of questions. Yeah, so essentially right now, the only thing that's changing is the carrier from Dearborn to OneAmerica Financial. As I mentioned before, we worked with Daryl and Dan and Katie over at OneAmerica to make sure that we wouldn't have any disruption in the coverage, the plan options that are available to you and your employees. So we worked together to make sure that the plan was very similar, but then OneAmerica went above and beyond that by offering some additional flexibility with the custom quoting and then some additional plan options that will be available in the spring. Any other questions? Okay. Well, please reach out to Linnea if you think of anything after we close out this webinar. And again, we will be continuing to communicate with our groups that are enrolled, but please don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions or concerns about the change. So thank you for your membership. Thank you for your enrollment in the program, and we appreciate your support. I hope everybody has a fantastic day. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Have a great day.